Hi, Lilian.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hello. Can see. Hang on, let me put meet. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Just record. Okay. Right. I am actually very excited for these sessions. And I have chewed in my body. Oh, thank you, Victoria, for the rose. I received that. Received the accent. And also received so many like Caroline, definitely the bridge means a lot. So we're gonna bring you guys all crossing the bridge. And with Catalina, all the magical, obviously we need that. We are all in the magical moment. So I'm gonna go into straight. So not going to wait for a lot of people here, but I have all of you who are intentionally coming and meet with me here. I am very much of feeling into gratitude, and these come into very suddenly, and this is how normally I wanted to bring how I like really transparency of how I created all of this. So I only tally up the numbers only 48 hours ago. So this is where I was at, well, it is actually here. So I went backwards as what I have done. And I'm gonna bring all of you, and I have a slides, I have a video that bring into a lot more expansion, because we are going to stay in, no, we are staying in the multi-field vision with the book and through the book. When I say the book, it is may not be like Lilian's book, because those books that when you imagine that when you're holding of that book, you're anchoring that is your part of your teaching. Just like here, you are actually entering the book, like entering the reading room, which is entering the book. And we are going to really feel, sense, and really feel into like the magic of it, the crossing the bridge of it, the essence of the roses of that, really nurturing yourself. And all whatever that you feel into that have formed into your book. You got it? I just want you to really vision as the book is not really a vision book. It is already in the field, like a multi-field. Okay. In my transmission, in my slide, I'm going to bring you step by step of my journey of my book. Okay. So therefore, it is going to be a multi-field vision of your own journey. Okay, I'm not going to ask the questions until the very end of it. I have only 13 slides and two very short videos. So before I go into all of that, do we have any questions before I click, my slide deck? Anyone? No? Okay, everybody already stand by. No, it's okay. Let me share my screen. Okay. So straight jumping into a beautiful slide. I'm not going to click on the slideshow here, just a slide deck here for everybody to see it. So today we are going to purely showing you how I, myself, and self's VES and their book have literally made a 10,000 cash by self-publishing. Okay, in and also through the multi-view vision, and also in the architecture of the white resonance. White resonance in the initial original context is literally white canvas, have nothing set up, have nothing planned up, and even though it's not even on the vision board, it literally give you a white page. It just land and you just follow. And this is actually the whole arc of the book. I'm going to play a short video and then I'm gonna jump into this slide.
We live in an era.
Can you see the YouTube? Great. I'm gonna go back.
We live in an era where the path to financial independence seems clearer than ever. The idea of writing a book, self-publishing to wild success, and sharing your message with the world is a modern dream for millions. Yet, for the vast majority of aspiring creators holding on to that dream, the reality looks very different. Millions of them will never type a single word on page 1. This diagram illustrates what we call the personal story threshold. It's the invisible dividing line separating your creative goals on the right from a chaotic mass of perceived barriers on the left. From the creator's perspective, the left side of this threshold feels completely insurmountable. It looks like a towering wall of strict prerequisites, demanding that you secure influencer connections, find perfect timing, and carve out infinite free space before you are allowed to begin. But if we look closely at these requirements, we have to ask a difficult question. Are these actual physical laws of success? Or are they a highly engineered psychological smokescreen designed to protect us from the very real fear of failure? Let's address the most common external excuse creators use to stall. It usually sounds like this: I am not famous yet. I don't have a big following. The assumption is that you need a massive audience already waiting for you before you are permitted to start creating. This flowchart maps the core logical fallacy. You cannot manifest an audience without creative work in existence. It creates a strict catch-22. You need followers to publish, but must publish to get followers. Visibility is a byproduct of work, not a prerequisite. Because of this loop, creators deploy elaborate stalling tactics. They convince themselves they need to spend months securing influencer collaborations or somehow magically gain visibility as a mandatory first step. Sitting around waiting for an audience to arrive before you produce anything guarantees one specific outcome: you will remain entirely invisible. Once we strip away the need for external validation, the brain quickly pivots to weaponize the internal logistics of the creative process. It focuses heavily on the sheer volume of perceived work. This brings us to the sequential trap. This is the rigid belief that you have to perfectly execute step 1, step 2. Look at this minimalist roadmap. The path to self-publishing is relatively straightforward, but your brain actively overcomplicates it to make the journey appear impossible. By artificially inflating complexity, you trigger intense overwhelm. Suddenly, the project feels too hard, and tasks feel like too much to do. Building this towering mental barrier serves a very specific purpose. It provides you with total psychological permission to pack up and walk away from your ambition without feeling an ounce of guilt. Obsessive sequential planning rarely improves the quality of the project. It is simply a highly effective defense mechanism, shielding you from the vulnerability of starting. Let's look at the final, and perhaps most powerful, scapegoat in a creator's arsenal: the perceived lack of physical space and daily time. You hear it in the specific language of deferral. We tell ourselves we lack time. Maybe next month will open up. Then we decide next year would be more realistic, because it's already nearly the end of the current year. This graph models the concept of divine timing. It's the psychological illusion that a perfect, entirely stress-free moment with infinite free time will eventually arrive if we just wait long enough. Pointing to the calendar is the most socially acceptable way to surrender your ambition. If you tell people you simply don't have the space or time for a massive undertaking, society nods in agreement and rarely questions you. The truth is, the frictionless conditions of divine timing will never physically manifest in your life. In the context of creative work, later is simply a psychological proxy for never. So we arrive back at the personal story threshold. Only now we can see it clearly for what it is. an entirely self-imposed barrier constructed out of 3 logical fallacies. There are no external gatekeepers standing in your way. No one is checking to see if you have enough followers to write a page, or verifying that your calendar is sufficiently clear of obligations. The realization that separates the dreamers from the authors who actually hit that $10,000 self-publishing milestone comes down to this specific action. Successful self-publishers do not start because they have all the prerequisites neatly lined up. They succeed specifically because they take action in spite of lacking them. The threshold is an artificial illusion. The only real requirement to cross it is the decision to begin.
So that is that part of a lot of people have barrier, walls, ceiling at the threshold. You will receive this slide deck. The video has some of this slide. Okay, it's a lot of us that not only the book, but a lot of things that has stand in between us that sometimes we don't get to see. Sometimes it's so clear that we also needed to see how honest are we. The next one is how a multi-tiered book funnels, which is another video, also very short.
Selling a book at one standard price severely limits your income. It assumes every buyer wants the exact same level of commitment. Enter the multi-tier book funnel, a strategy that maximizes revenue without spending a dime on ads. Imagine a highly engaged reader who finishes your book and desperately wants deeper guidance. Instead of a standalone product, the book serves as a unified ecosystem holding multiple price tiers. The foundation captures curiosity with free community entry points before offering a low-friction $33 digital book as the first small commitment. Traditional marketing aggressively forces this buyer straight into expensive coaching, creating immediate resistance. But here, you populate the middle of the field with intermediate formats. You offer a $333 audio experience or an $1,100 live cohort. Readers organically self-select their exact desired depth without ever feeling chased. This seamlessly bridges the gap to the Apex tier, a $3,000 one-on-one container. And what happens to that highly engaged reader we talked about at the very beginning of the funnel? They seamlessly upgraded themselves through the entire ecosystem, generating high-ticket revenue while your ad spend stayed at exactly zero.
So now, when I started to create a book, as I said, it is not on my to-do list. It's never on my list anyway. Didn't even dream of it. And of course, I was like, how do I do this? I wrote 44 pages of my book. And I wanted to know that, what do I do with that? So the first ebook was only ready on the 21st of October 2025. And it stayed in Canva for the longest time. 33 chapters still, 44 pages. I share to one of the private clients, and also that I also share in the immersion last year. And then it sparks at the Christmas time that this book is going to expand. So it has expanded and expanded. And in January, I literally seriously looked into that. And I was like, I don't even know how to structure the book. I don't know how to write. What I do, I'll actually just expand the whole document, Google Doc. And that's all I do. So I wrote and wrote and wrote, expanded it. And it came into 448 pages. And later on, okay, what do I do? Where do I go? Like, all of this is asking myself a question and literally go and do one by one. And of course, on the other end of it, I was like, maybe I just reach out to, this big branding publisher, right? We're talking about this like Penguin, or we're talking about this little bit, a lot of bigger book publisher. And the first thing I only look for two. The first one, they don't even want to talk. They just redirect to contact me and then send manuscript. There's no communication there when I read it. And actually one of the biggest. You have to join the writer community so that you become their community, a member, a paid member, and then they will look at your work. I was like, that is not my intention. Do I need another community? Do I need this? I was like, no, I need to focus. So I refocus back to my own thing. And then another one is medium level of publisher. They said that they send me email when I do inquiries. They said, where's your manuscript? And I send my manuscript as exactly what it is, which is published, self-publishing. There's no changes. It's only the formatting change, the content the same. And they sent me email. They said that your manuscript will be looked at. There's no time they're giving to me. There's no action that they literally just said when you send, it's just their timing. It's not my timing. I was like, well, understandable because they are publisher, they're very busy. But I was like, am I gonna sit here and waiting for the email? I was like, I don't think that is the case. I can do like self-design or self-publish as one. So I did look at self-publish because I was Googling that I see in the ad in Facebook, some pop up that some people already self-publishing. I was like, oh, self-publishing have a lot of work. I said, I don't have team. So coming back to here, okay, I don't have this. Like, I'm not famous yet. I don't have big followers. I'm just gonna wait for people to reach me. I'm just waiting for this. I'm too hard, too challenged. This is exactly where my question, the slide is literally my process. So I realized that the manuscript is a little trap. I think back. When I wanted to publish a book, what's that mean? It's literally wanted to share of my journey, my living journey experience to people. And it is already there. It's just for me as an author, as a writer to write it. And write as I go. And it's not like I'm going to complete all of these first and then I'm going to send it over. For me, at that time of writing, I don't know when I'm going to finish. That is for sure. But I know that in that 2 chapters, there is already a completion feeling. So when you write in your own experience, instead of performing as a writer, when you perform that I want to be famous, I need to be in the top 10 or the top selling or all of that, you already started to separate yourself from your intention. My intention, my pure intention, literally just share my story, how from survival to sovereignty, and I work through that through my nervous system. As simple as that. And the trap of that, people can be wait until 50 years, 30, 40, 50 years to publish one book. And along the way of my January, February, which is Chinese New Year, I was in one of the big, like these big like Walmart, like Kmart, Big W. I went to the bookstore at the book section. I just flick open one of the page, it hit me. And this is where I pick it up. This is what the question was. What would you like, how do you going to leave your legacy? That what you do for the next generation. Let's say you have a grandchildren or nieces, they will, because the book is called Dear Grandma. It hit me. It said, Dear Grandma. So it looked like I am not grandma yet, but I was looking at this book. I reflected, instead of my grandma, but it reflected to myself. I was like, if my grandchildren look at my diary, what am I going to write? How am I going to leave my wisdom to just my daughter, my son, or my niece and nephew, and the things that I have so much to share? So this is where I was like, I need to leave something. And also, normally the legacy means that I need to leave a lump sum of money, or a lump sum of jewelry, or a lump sum of gold or silver. This is what the normal society does legacy. But I was like, that wisdom that need to be like going down. This is where like the healing of the generations, generational health, health and wealth. Where are we gonna be anchoring? How do we communicate with that? And this is where my book come into straight away. I was like, I lifted up that book immediately and very fast. So the chapters and chapters straight into my Facebook on the 2nd of February. And this is where when I was finished a chapter, I share, and all total is actually 28 chapters is in the Facebook. So that is holding my own accountability as well. Let me see, where am I up to? So coming into traditional publishing. Traditional publishing is very linear, and it's just like writer. You write and then you become author later on, and then you go into editors. Then you need to the editor, and then you have like copywriting, and then you have like typesetting, and then you have like all of these. Once you submit your manuscript, you're literally not in control. The other part of it is actually managing your work. But self-publishing, you managing end to end in your own way. So that is how one book does not hold one price. It holds the entire field. So I'm not going to bring you what I have done to the book. Traditional publisher will ask you, where is the manuscript? And I ask myself, why am I going to bring my life into the work? It's called the body of work. So I begin with that. So if you are starting to write or create, don't wait until it's perfect. It's perfect is only when you start. Because you only know that what is that perfectionist feeling inside your body, and it's not that perfectionism that you are going to complete. That you are becoming the creator of that perfection of yourself. And you're writing that happiness and joy to create that. The true leadership does not come in pushing harder or becoming softer. The work stabilizes the sovereignty rather than expanding ambition. We were feeling into like, okay, when we're doing this, we will expand to 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, and bigger, expanding like this. But this work, self-publishing that I experience, is going deeper. Instead of like this, it's going deeper first. Because this is stabilized. Using your book as an anchor point is really stabilizing. And through the stabilizing, everything will expand itself. And it is on the field already. So in there, your psychology, you work through your identity. You work through your architecture. The book will shift you, which is the journey of my book. It shifts me. Nervous system recalibration, more about embodiment work. And then coming to restructure. Because when you're coming out from here, these 2 pillars, the next thing you're feeling into the strength on your spine. The strength you find, that is the power. That is the power coming from the lower spine. And you're starting to restructure of your whole body. And the thing that you're bringing out is superpower. And this is how it looks like. The book is in the middle. And you go out and out and out. This is the sovereign ecosystem. And allowed not only the readers, whoever who join the space will have the choice of their path. And it's not like you are ascending towards higher, you are going deeper work. Going to straight into here. What is the multi-field vision that I'm talking about? So this is how I did my book as a creation. The real number is here. First step is awareness. Community, podcast, the reader room, communications, relatability is awareness. When someone says resonate to your work, yes, there's an offering, workshop, immersion, each is one more. And then there's expansion they feel, whatever they feel, they're feeling. And then they will go deeper with you, higher. When they're doing this work, they really shift the identity and everything will reorient around them without even knowing. And from there, the sovereignty coming in. Once you're coming out from survival, once you know it, once you see it, you will never return. There is no return bridge there. As just like Caroline Bridge going out from that end to this end to all the way to that end. Okay, and then when you do this, you will want to elevate it. This is the implementation. In the implementation, there's a structure underneath the layer because, as you know, I think we do, all of you that know that you have masculine structure and feminine flow. If we're doing the healing ourselves, the transmutation out of that wisdom, something need to hold it. So therefore, the structure or sovereignty code is here. And then I will share with you that what does this mean capitalization, because one of my, I think in April, my birthday, 11th of April, one of the program is actually have investors in there. So I have experienced capitalization in here. And it's also a journey. The next one is more to a different level now. And all of this is the spine underneath of my book spine. And this is how of your nervous system expansion. And this is how I, as a creator, I expand my nervous system capacity and capability by and through creations. Although you look like this is creation is climbing the ladder step and step and step, the feeling of it is going deeper. Can you see the depths? The depths. If you look at, you can see the depths of the chart, the length of it, the thickness, which is deep. So we're going up, we also go deep. This is the harmonizations, concurrently working in the multi-view. In total, I show you the dashboard. All of these, there's people, more than one people is in there. So the numbers is only what is total of individual offering cost. It's not times 2, times 3. So it's actually more than that. But I don't want to say that, oh, how many people in there? I don't need to do that. I just let you know that I have produced all of these in 9 weeks. The book Kindle coming out on the 9th of April. And then May, paperback, June, hardcover. So actually the whole completion loop, why? Because I literally that book is starting in August. So now it's July. It's the whole completion of the arc. It's not even the arc, it's a reflection of the arc. This is like past identity, which is last year, the arc. And now I'm actually on the other arc, it's reflecting. If you're looking at this in the multi-field. Yeah. And in here, there's an extension of it. The book had become a Chinese version of it. So it's globally productized. And I also have, where is this? Capitalized of this, someone invested in there. I have investment. Also, I created apps of journey, like experiencing my own creativity, the web app, mobile app. So that is all the expansion of just one book. So the shift here, the normal marketing and what I have done. The core asset, the book, a simple book, very static, just like, nah, yeah, $20. Just sit there in Amazon. That I really focus on the book. It's like, Viktoria, buy my book. Caroline, buy my book. Or Catalina, buy my book. I did not do that. And in fact, I did not really focusing much on my book. But you're constantly hearing me while Lilian, been here, you're still talking about your book. I know. But there is a purpose of that. Because the more that you hear, the more rewire it is. So yeah, the difference is the core asset is the body. Regulator authority, internal coherence. Financial strategy, we launch and pray that people arrive. Looking at dashboard, how many people, whether you have these people buying in and in DM, multiple stream ecosystem. I actually built an ecosystem before the book launch actually. Start from February, my book officially launched in April. Audience, the normal marketing chasing readers, but allow readers to choose their depths. That safety. Sales approach transactional, and is actually sold to strangers if they are strangers. You're sitting in Amazon. Relational. Texture, reflective learning trust. Marketing span, very high. Mine, 0. So you ask me how much have I spent to create a book? Nothing spent. I only spend on my subscription on my floor desk to send an email to you guys, subscription of my, my chat GPT so that I create a beautiful image for the book, because I don't have creative designer. I don't, but no, I have now. I have everything. And I've become that too. And I'm very good in that now. So yeah, so this is where exploration coming to limitless. So this is perhaps the last one. Where is your wealth truly held? Because you hear people say that this month I'm doing 10,000, next month, how do you do it? You don't launch another book for another month. I don't think like that. Normal way, people will, the normal wealth or money here in the context is $10. If that is in the bank, you're like, I'm not going to use that money. I'm going to use that money for my traveling. I'm going to use that money for like, I need to pay this. I need to pay this. I need to pay this. The housing costing is always climbing, okay, with unstable interest rate. We cannot control. Gold and crypto carrying high loss of risk. This is something is big. Money in the bank is not safe. Your future self grows poorer every single year if you put money in the bank. I invest all my 10K to my body. Reinvesting into regulated programs. Architected stories. Few built to hold multi-stream wealth. Money grows in the body that has done the work. How do I anchor the book from the beginning? I anchor it through the image, which is people like to say, I see my higher self. I see myself as one. The book, the picture of the book, it comes. By the way, this is the real dress. It's from Lilian. I did not get to buy it because you need to bid on the runway. But I nearly bought that, but someone overbid me. I was like, I actually have received that. So I used ChatGPT and I wear it. And it's so beautiful that I saw that it's a real thing. I was like, oh. So yeah. So Lily of the Valley, purity, rebirth, and quiet strength. White dress, sovereignty. Origami is still there because it's transformation and ascending. By creating, because I see origami is you really folding the paper. You create. That is the magic. Because that belongs to you as a source, as resources, that you are folding every single piece of that. I like the champagne, this lighting I put it instead of like bright light, because that is where the aesthetic that I always use, like gold and white or creamy, ivory. The book, as this is like authority that I, as I said, is the author emerges. This was done before publishing. So yes, this image has held it for all of my entire book launch. So yeah, so as I said, it's literally the whole circle from last year to here, walked out and walked through and not walk away from survival. So the last one, the work stabilizes sovereignty rather than expanding ambition. That is me for now. This is the shortest slide. Thank you so much for being there.
Congratulations, Lilian. Well done.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Yes. And I know that all of you, because you guys are not new, I'm gonna go into very deep into the spine of how I'm having this. And I know Victoria loved this part of it. Okay. Every single offer, I have intention and purpose, and the stages. So this is not like I sit there and then tap it out. You will not. I will not have this without even seeing, talking, experiencing readers, clients, people, human. Although that I can see where you guys are going to next and next and next. But it is the true experience that I am building and on the value of that. And the interesting, I pull it diversification because it's just like if you have a property portfolio, you need to diversify. So this is where I learned from the property investment that I had. And I was like, oh, I actually diversify all of this. So therefore, I put the name diversification there. This is the value. Free value, this is funneling. Individual. I have Sovereign Frequency podcast and Spotify. I have Substack. I have for writing. Beehive's writing, I also have, that is a deeper writing. Everything that I did for my program, I reflect immediately. I write it immediately. That is actually published in Beehive's newsletter. It's not Substack. Substack is just feeling straight away, spit it out. Or any teaching that I wanted, I spit it out. Beehive is a deep writing. The reading room once a month, who wanted to come in as a reader, or as I said, is not really reading the book, but I just said the reader. The Hive Telegram community is the warm, lukewarm, or the people that is resonate to my work. Those who not resonate, I will speak to different like cold buyers, lukewarm buyers, hot buyers, that all in different channels. or dev wall in different Telegram or spaces or community. Kindle book, Chinese book, digital book. Why is this called digital book? It's actually hosted in stan.com, S-T-A-N. Before I published Kindle, digital book sold first. I sold this one only, but it's still sold for a person. And that person have each individual raw chapters in stan.com. There's a course platform there. Paperback, because I need to reformat. It's different. I was like, oh, I need to reformat. So I used nearly a month to reformat. And then I get busy to my, decide the return, the becoming, the sovereignty. So all these programs that I create, and then hard copy coming to later on, because I was looking at the pricing and I honored that I really wanted to host that and holding the creation of hardcover in Australia. And that is the premium and found the collection. I put it into the collector's edition. The return, as I said, is the workshop, private podcast. Someone bought that. It's still there. And also that thinking to elevate that I will add on after this. I have like today in the work, this part already expanded. Sovereignty code is the Royal app. Sovereign crossing, this is all the program name. This is where this limiting belief and breaking the ceiling. Transformation. Atelier and all of these is a lot higher now, meaning Atelier is a month, 33. This is a secret pathway, internal people only. That's why you cannot see that. What are you talking about, Lilian? I don't see that. Because this is not, I have internal funnel, I have external funnel. I have the front way product, I have the back end system. So yeah, it's very different way. So I do a different and I test it and it's all working. And the Royal Lab is all about building using AI, articulate intelligence instead of artificial intelligence. So using your own stuff to create in the bidding, like in the middle of the creations, is uplifting, amplifying using AI. And I shared that with my mom. I shared that with my parents, and they invest on my work. And I was like, how is that going to work? You're not going to learn AI for me. I was like, oh, you investors. So yes, we're going to invest. So this is where coming into too. And I do have 2 clients coming in to invest on their own level. And I have a contract. And also that is the next thing that I wanted to do with them. And is my learning as well. And I was like, do I have to match with people outside of how they do it? I was like, no, I'm going to do it what is the calling for me to do and in the most harmonious way. The becoming is someone, I mean, this is already completed for 4 to 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks. This is the one that no one is taking up here. This is the only one that nobody, but I have taken the content go into my private clients. So even though that I show you guys of this tally up, the added up, this one is 0, like nobody, but it's also something that is holding the space. The content of that I have been reformatted, bring into my private client. Can you see all of this field is looping and coming to me? What does that mean? I constantly expand on my own calling, my own doing, my own creating. In the snapshot, 5 free channels, 5 books, publishing product, because there's 3 styles, like hard copy is also another way. I have to reformat according to the hard copy one. 5 entry transformation experiences, 2 implementation programs, 1 identity programs, 1 signature flagship programs. In total, that is the total. So yeah, that is the whole transparency. And this is the middle part that I create, summary. So yeah, I can go very deep in individual because this is what the business, as I said, I'm the business owner, want to see where's the spine is. Because this is for me to see individual, what does that really mean to me? Like for example here, okay, focusing on the book. So before, oh Lilian, you're only using the book in the middle and then you expand it out and you do all of these, like hexagon, yeah? Now, focusing on the book has a span to Chinese edition. I redo the book, the whole thing, and in my own mother tongue. And I have to redo it, re-study on my own Chinese word. There's traditional one, there's simplified one. And then in the simplified one, yeah, I do in a document and come into the awareness that what I use ChatGPT to translate. For example, I have to read individual word so that it resonates to the readers. So like ideas gestations. When you translate to Chinese, it become like I give birth. If my parents read the I give birth in Chinese, they will call me. They're like, Lilian, when did you give birth to another baby? I was like, no, that's actually the book. So I had to really looking at this metaphoric and different colloquial of English and Chinese. And lately I discover that I don't know where to publish. I don't know where to publish the Chinese book. So I was like, finish my whole translation. And I only do like this in the document, right? Tab 1, tab 2, tab 3, tab 4, like here, like the tab here, as you can see. But there's no pages. I did not put pages. So I was like, it's okay, I'm gonna do the PDF. And when I do PDF, it did not pick up. I was like, and then my laptop got a little bit of jam. And I said, or maybe too many tab. So I actually exit and restart the machine and you do the same thing. I was like, why I cannot create PDF? And then I was like, it's okay. I just gonna share a link to open the link to public and share it to Kindle format in Amazon. So I create that. I create it very quickly and it takes a little bit longer to like the balls keep running and I preview it to, and when I preview that little bit screen of Kindle book and I look at the bottom, you know how many pages, guys? It's 14,000 pages. It is 14,000 pages. And guess what? I go into ChatGPT, of course. My Chinese translation book is 14,881 pages. And the ChatGPT come back to me. Are you sure you have asking me, are you sure? It's not like word, characters or word. I was like, oh no, ChatGPT doesn't believe me. And it's very, very interesting. So I said, no, it is true. It's 14,000 pages of the Chinese word. And it said that Kindle is only the maximum 800 pages and Amazon don't have publish any book of any those kind of like thick of the book. I was like, okay, now I'm facing these blocks. So what does that really mean? So another big expansion for me. So what coming out from there is I'm going to become a big publisher of my own book in different series. Even though it's 32 chapters, the content I reformat, I readjust pages, words the same. But in the chapters, I can reorganize the business one, the health one, and then this I have these 5 phases in chapters, and you can break into series 1, series 2, series 3, series 4. I have many books. I was like, I'm gonna be busy. I'm gonna be busy. But I was like, it's already done. It's already done. So this is where the Sovereign Atelier Press, Press, is there. So I have strategy papers and I have funnels. So that is from me. And one thing that I wanted to share before end is the Sovereign Atelier. What is that really actually? The private clients is already using it. The Sovereign Atelier is, I show you the screen first, share screen, so that you guys can actually see it. Oh, not this one. Okay. The Sovereign Atelier have is the 9 spaces, but it is an AI-powered creative workspace. First, enter with really in nervous system check-in. Will have practices in only 2 minutes, because when you create, you don't want to be too stressed, because the way that you create may not be is imbalance. If you push yourself that you need to force to create, it's also imbalance. So this is where it stop you first. This is the difference between here and external. Offering clarity engine, program architecture builder. You will have your brain voice. The sales page will be generated. Content will be repurposed to file platform. Carousel created to Instagram immediately. And also practices how to use sales. So if you have objection of the sales, say your thing is too expensive and it's not for me, so this is where the practice coming, and you have the completion or mirroring your work and sort of like lift it up as in honoring yourself. So this is one of the offering that is inside and it's not external offering. So that is all from me, ladies. So now it's question time. Q&A. Anyone have any questions?
So Lilian, with your big expansive work now, you're talking about putting it into like series, yeah, of bundling them up, sort of thing. Yeah.
Bundling them up in the Chinese version only.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, the English version is only a book, and it's 448 pages. So yes, but if you do a Kindle, it will be a lot less. So it is the content is exactly the same. There's no differentiate of that. So in Chinese version, I think that it is because of the extensive part. I need to reorganize the content in according to the series. So yes.
All right.
Definitely not in the English. I cannot see that there's an English version of that because I already written that.
Like,
yeah.
Because I was thinking you would sort of end up with sort of a Bridgerton type series where
Are you to become a director?
you have a chapter for each,
If you read the English version, it's already chapters. It brings you to from the beginning to the end. So yes, it is already there. Yeah. So that is that part of it. So that is the that book. Thank you for asking that. So I ask question to start with. So have you imagined of the book can become like this, can become a multiple use, or is only one source? So how can I create as multiple field? So yeah. Because a lot of the time that when we think about the book, it's very linear. or you need to be collaborate with someone that is big author, and you borrow the audience, and they become your audience, and then you lift it up each other's. I think that a lot in the industry now, the big branded, big brother, big sister. So yeah, they're holding, obviously that is the level of collaborating, but it doesn't mean that they have the book, I don't have the book. So if we all have the book inside the body, then you are going to write that. Start writing, start journaling. As my suggestion is, when you have a bullet point, when you have this mind mapping, when you have this scribbling, do not chuck them away. If you think that, Lilian, I feel that I have one, but I don't know what is it, and it's just so crazy that I'm thinking like this now. This is the spark, like a seed that is shining. Then you come and see me and see that how we'll bring all of this and become the whole different level of that. That is the next stage for I can bring you along. As you can see that I'm bringing myself along all of this, I can bring you along. So this is a new thing that I'm doing as the new funnels. I'm going to sharing new funnels, a new strategy in the works in your essence. Because everybody will have their own funnel. So external people, you can hear it if you're going to do this business program. Do my funnel work. So you go and copy other people's funnel to your own work, and some work, some may not work, and then you still have to implement on your own. But that is their funnel. But I able to recreate your funnel, that your journey for your own essence, your decisions, your commitment, and your willingness, and honoring your work from the beginning to the end. This is sovereignty funnel. So I told my people, I said that my book is not Lilian's book. I can bring in the teaching that activate you. These are activations and sitting around you. And that is the remembrance coming in. When that's spiraling or sizzling, whatever that you're feeling in the body, that's the activation, the memory map that is already in the memory in your body, in the cellular side. Like, I know that Catalina, I know how to do this. I see that, oh my God, that brings so much joy and magic. This is the book that is making you magic. It's inside and you feel so good. It's already inside you. How do you write that? I think that we have that recording that I gave it to you in the bees. I remember that. How to bring this, I think it's like 45 minutes or 35 minutes of recording. How do you bring these creators that don't know how to use the word, but the magic is there? How do you bring along the tangible and articulate it? So yes, I had that in the recording, I remember. Yeah. So that is for that. And don't think that it's impossible. Nothing is impossible. I remember I started with, I don't even know I had a book. I just write it and then compile it. And you know what? Caroline has seen my book, my ebook, and one page is only that big. It's only one page, half of it's a canvas size. It's not even A4 page. It's that little bit booklet. It's a booklet that you print in Canva, that booklet only, that you have expanded. So I have built the whole body of work of that. So yeah.
So Lilian, just now that you've done the whole work piece, what sort of people or personalities or groups are you attracting along the way?
Is it attracting to me or I'm attracting over? It's very different. I experience both actually. Do you want me to share both maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's interesting that when I doing all of these creation, like you can see these steps going up, right? The field also become bigger because you expand. Not only higher, expand wider, deeper. My body become deeper feeling, my field become expansion, bigger. Okay, so in a bigger way, you meet other people's feel. You're like, this is the feeling like, why am I seeing this? That is a $10 million lady. Why is in my field? This is where the frequency is coming. The openness of that energetic, because wealth is the energetic. Energetic. So when you're meeting other people's field, check when you're sovereign. I have that before. And I was like, oh, I need to be there. So I go there and I pay it immediately and I journey it. I was like, it's not for me. This is before GOTC. But after GOTC, I understand the concept of that. It literally for you to see that your field has expanded to meet with others, but you stay in your lane. It's like, oh, just imagine you're driving aeroplane, and you say, oh, hi, there you go. They came to my field too. Yes, I can, tap into the Ghost magazine twice, and then also the media. And in the beginning of Ghost magazine is my dream. I had that on my board. But when I actually received that, and I'm feeling into, okay, I know that I have to pay. Obviously, a magazine doesn't come for free because you are advertise yourself actually, not their advertise. Their job is advertise, but you have to pay as advertisement. So I read the policy of it. It's very simple. They will give you. I said that you guys in the US, you guys in Australia. Oh, yeah, they have Australian team. So they will set up your photograph. They will set up your makeup. They will also set up your, if you don't have any dress, they will also set up. They'll literally set up A to Z for you. It's nearly 10,000. And guess what? How is that matching? So much. 10,000 and 10,000. That's an energetic match. So when I look at that 10,000, I was like, so I receive all of this and then I just pay you and then to make myself glamorous. And then what? You're like, oh, so that I'm up there so that I will get more audience and all that. This is like expectations. Okay, this is pretty normal. We're talking as a normal way of like publishing yourself, marketing yourself. But coming back to the core, first, is this what your intention is? Is it what you actually want? Is that really your dream? So I reassess things on my vision board. I said recalibration again. I was like, okay, at the moment, that 10,000 to spend on that may not be something that I'm focusing on. So this is why I let go of that. So yeah, it was like really like very different feelings of that. I think I called Caroline and said, Caroline, this is just happening. I don't know. Like it sounds so good. Like you feel good. I'm not lying. It's just you feel really good because you're being recognized. I asked question. I said, why do you guys, how do you, because my social media is not loud. It's quite subtle. And I do my own thing. I said, how do you guys know me? I said, oh, because we saw you along the way and you tap in other people's feel, which is, I know that I'm taking other people's feel. And then they saw me and then they noticed me. And it's very aligned to what their magazine issues is, the monthly issues. So like riding along, let's say riding, this is where energetic, you can see the bigger feel. And it's very interesting. I was like, this is where you, because they're also anchoring the magazine, they're also collecting people. Same thing as what I'm doing. Anchoring my book, I'm collecting people as who resonate, who calling in. Same thing. They're just bigger, they do in the media way because that is their business. My business is only my book. And I'm just, because they are like already published, well known. All the business entrepreneur female is on Gosh magazine. So yeah, so different way, different road, different pathway. I was like, that is definitely not my pathway. So I mentioned it to Jen as well. I said, Jen, I have this offering. I said, she did mention it. Lucky that I did not accept because those are a lower frequency than we are. So I said that, well, my focus is definitely not there. So it's interesting. My body said no, like detached. I can see the gap there. So I know that feeling. So yes. So if something that I'm hooking on, I also check. Did I take something from you, or you want something from me? I check because I can jump board really quickly. This is my previous Lilian, but now I'm rooted in. I said, smell fishy. Okay, bye bye. Clear, bye bye. Dismantle and bye bye. But I will pick out what you guys are doing sometimes. This is like when you say, oh, my Facebook showing me this. This must be the sign. Check, please check. Sometimes they're also fishy. Yeah, this is a higher level of the work that I did because you guys only hear that I'll be able to tell you guys. One last thing that I wanted to share before we go, that is expansion, edges. So what is that feeling? Because today I wanted to write about expansion because a lot of people love, I think that Caroline just now we have a session before, is like, I want to step up. I wanted to expand. I wanted to become better. I want to become bigger. I want to become, it's just like, when you have that thought, it is not about, I'm like no longer this, no longer that. This is the moment that expansion showing you. Your body is starting, that is the expansion feeling. So in the expansion feeling, you also tap into as your body feeling safe or not. You either stepping up, when the stepping up door open, you step away, you run away. Is that too much, too big? No, I can't. And bye-bye. And this the door opens so big and you're asking for it. And you're not even accepting and literally walk through. And the personal, as I said, the personal stories is really blocking there. So you can unblock your personal stories. You created your own ceiling that is keep on knocking. Then why I'm always can't even go through, I know that is there. So what is that? That is perhaps sometimes that is the old identity that is still carrying that what you believe that is already closed, but you still have that open loop. So we did that with Caroline while breaking the ceiling. It's just so quick. So that's the breaking the ceiling. And the nature, a lot of people do have that fear. I don't know, I'm not sure what if, but I need actually to see it, so improving it. So when we are in that level of the thoughts, this is our own thoughts, yeah? So this is the feel of our own thoughts that is looping. You won't be able to feel into the expansion at all because you are focusing on the lack. You are not seeing it. You only can recognize, once you recognize that expansion is there, when you pick up, as I said in the hype, when you can pick up yourself and drop yourself in the new field, when your creativity sparks, the fear, like it literally have no rooms in that creativity field. Literally no rooms. Because the joy, happy is there in the creativity field. That is a big invitation for us to step over. For those people who I actually need to see it. A lot of people wanted to see it, like show me. The thing is that when you wanted to see it, when you're showing it, another way is you're not even trusting yourself. How can you How can you see it if you're not trusting yourself? Because you only need to see it, then I trust myself. Think about that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that is that part of expansion. Mm. Yeah. Victoria, you have questions? Anything that you wanted to ask?
No, Lilian, I'm very proud of you. It's really beautiful journey. It's like technical questions like, what to start with, where, like, how to upload, how to do this. These are all like, something that you're gonna figure out on the way, like as long as you already walk in the path, right? So we have to start walking the path, and it all will envelop. It's really kind of like nothing to ask.
Yeah, there's no task. The task is actually in the body. It just let the stories resurface. So with that, it's literally how do you, is like synthesizing it to the different, this is like in the royal lab we talk about this, when we can walk ourselves in the sovereignty, is like clarity, presence, compassion, commitment. This is all the sovereignty code. Those codes are in the book. There's also my promise to self, the inner virtue. However that you journey, that you're able to bring your work resurfacing up. It's already inside you. The spine is in there. You just need to find the skin. So the spine and skin, it become form, F-O-R-M. Okay? So that for form, you're like, now I see it. So it's good that you see it because it's evidence-based for our nervous system to see it. Because our nervous system is doing its job. You can't be like, no, open. You can't force your thing to open to see it. We have to actually doing it, and we're already doing it, but we just see it in different way. So lately we did that with Caroline. We get the whole spaceship up. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, you are beautiful. So that is what it is. And then how do we get into even further? A step, another step, another step. This is all the Royal Lab is coming in. It's structure, implement, and all of that for your business, for your journey. It's like combined together because we see the split, like fragmented. Our healing, our producing of your living journey is fragmented in 3 ways when you see it. How do we bring it all together in the most feeling the safest way? This is what I was doing with my people here. And that can be very edgy because of me. Sorry. I kick people's ass. Caroline felt that. So yeah. Because sometimes this is my way of coaching. So this is like, I can say it because, people around me more than 3 years. I said that, ooh, Lilian's tough. If you're not resonate to me, you won't be in this space. Right? So that is why it is. I will come into sprinkle a little magic, just like Catalina comes when I say, beautiful, this sprinkle. So this is where I sprinkle to my clients early morning in the walk and eat shift. And lately, lately I have this thing with this Caroline. Let's jump on the shush call. Shush, like SWOOSH. I can't even pronounce that. Shush call. In the shower, shush call. I don't know why shush call means a quick or pick up action call to realign, and very quick, about half an hour done. So yeah, there's no English. It's just a sound goal. Shush call, quick one. So yeah. So that's how it is. If you wanted to be a really, really gentle people that journey your journey, you can find it. It's like, it's so good that you do. Keep it up. I'm not that. I can be, but that is become my performing. I don't want to become a performance coach. I just become a Lilian. That's it. I'm the Lilian. So yeah. So thank you so much for being here and celebrating. Like literally, really huge celebrating for me. As at least that now I know that this is what I wanted to share is the most unnoticed things. Thank you, Catalina. The most unnoticed, that's where the magic resides. When you think that the things is too hard, you can melt it in different format. Like water, you got ice cube, you get iced coffee. Yeah. You have mojito. You have whiskey. They're all liquid. So which one you can form a different type. So I have so many cocktail in my books. I have so many cocktail in my book. I'm opening a bar for everybody now. I love this. It's just coming to I have already opened a bar. It's like, oh, this is that's why I was in Campari. That's why. So I'm opening a bar there. So yeah. So now bringing into my explanations to a human level now. When I say come and have some cocktail, so you know what I mean. So thank you so much. Catalina, do you have questions?
Just very impressed how you just built over it and over it. It just kept let it flow. You didn't just like okay, I just need to do it. I need to write a like making it into a homework. No, I have to write on it. This is no, you just let it happen. It's like, okay, this is what I feel inspired. Let's jump on it. You're not, it's not like, okay, in the schedule, at this time, at this hour, oh my gosh, I better do it right now. No, you can tell what you went with the flow of it all. That's why I end up being 400 and around 400 pages, right?
Mm.
And just, yeah, I just found it very inspiring. And at the same time, it's just showing you like when whatever you're trying to build for yourself, a book or whatever type of business, like yes, there's gonna be little bumps. Yes, there's gonna be little challenges, but that's part of like knowing that wow, that like I'm capable of doing this. And I didn't let that stop me. I kept going. And that didn't stop me. I kept going. And I figured out, okay, this is a solution. And I kept going. Like everything's trial and error. And And that's how you build a very successful book or whatever you're trying to build. You just kept going and you kept going and you kept going until it blooms into this beautiful thing. And you keep going and it blooms and then you spread it out. For example, let's just say like you do the book and then you spread it out, into different sections.
Mm.
It's like if I do kind of like what I do, right? Little magical things and like okay, I create this fairy jewelry. Ooh, what if I create a fairy outfit? What if I teach people how to do their own fairy earrings? What if then I'm spreading it around and then open up to different things and then and now people be like, oh, I want to learn to make jewelry. Oh, how do I start doing my own business on that? It's like little things or like, oh, how does that bring my creativity in here? To spread it out. It's like so in a way we're like we can build it from yours and you're helping us to figure out, oh, I guess I can expand my idea into more little things, more little flowers, into a little cute little flowers full of little bushes, into a whole garden and you know. So
Yes.
it's very inspiring, Lilian. So
Mm.
congratulations. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Catalina. Thank you for being my space as well. For yeah, from the B and to here. Yes.
Lilian, I quickly want to mention that
Mm.
this ecosystem which you created is very unique and special. And
Mm.
like in the beginning, when we were watching it from the side,
Mm.
I was not so much in the process, right? So like I know people in your container maybe had it like clear for them, but for me it was like a little bit confusing. Like, oh, one more book, what is that? Oh, one more thing, what is that? It's like it felt like
Mm.
you're jumping in and out from one place to another place in the beginning until like we could see the whole picture. And it's beautiful that instead of walking the conventional way, you decided to allow your creativity to spread in a way and give a form which it wanted to take. And it's kind of like what I always speak about in all my containers. is about like letting this divine energy go through you and take form which it wants. And that's really like the embodiment of what it is. And I'm very proud of you and just grateful to see it, because you are being a very beautiful example for all of us. We want to have this example so that we see that there is a path which we haven't walked, but we can step and the path will envelope. And I'm very, very proud of you and grateful to you for showing that the path exists.
Yes, like thank you for sharing that, because I actually, when I tally up like the 48 hours prior, I was like, I have done, it's sort of like something complete for me. So I sat down there and then I started to like, okay, I never really talk about, I never really go into like, oh, month end, I need to add up how much I have spent or how much I have earned. Not in my business, because my creativity is really like on the top and I constantly create. But in the constantly create, I have to have intention to create, not creating as an internal like no head no tail, let's say this way. But it's not everything coming to creations have a purpose behind it. And I was like, why am I landed on here? So, and then later on, like, oh, people come already. I was like, oh, this is how it is. Because sometimes I create something that is easy for me. I said, it's easy for me. I said, why am I creating this? What is that for? So yes, and then it just like people started to come. So when I share, I'm creating this is how I'm spending my time, and I'm sending these videos, the cute videos, the dragon one is in the hive, and then this is all the creativities I'm coming already line out that is my parents are using. So I'm gonna bring into towards this is how like when someone's using, I drop I drop a little bit there and see what's happening here. I could feel, oh, I need it. Okay, let's go here. This is like you are everywhere. Like people like Victoria, you were talking about, yes, you are everywhere and it's so confusing. I do have a new people coming in and say, I see you everywhere and I don't know what you're doing. The very very modern, let me say no modern, like outside. I just say outside. There's no word. It's like you only focus on one thing and then you go deep and you do it again, again, and again, right? I try it. I couldn't work. I know, Victoria, you know exactly what the coaching was look like too. I couldn't do it. I feel it very so tight. I was like, I can do expanding. That's why I can do deep with the same thing. And the people here have different level. They can go down like this, exactly like how I said, up, there, up, there. That's how I see it as people read them. It's not like one thing. Perhaps the money may be good because you are reusing the container, and then you add more to the container, and then you bring the container to, there's a taster front end, and the back end is the whole shebang of that. So I was like, I tried that modality as well. I tried that strategy in funnel. As I was like, it's not my model. I couldn't. My journey, I can mold into that style that I couldn't. My body is rejecting. As I tell you guys that, oh, I must be using Lilian's model, it must be working. No, I'm bringing my model to go into you. I will see where it need to meet at. And then I will elevate you in the different form. So I have 3 different clients. Same topic, so different. And sometimes I've been pulled. It's just like, this is energy field is no joke. Literally, you feel when you landed in that field, you want to elevate people out. This is extension of the coaching way. You could feel like you're lifting. Some people live with you. Some people really draw you down. And I have to let go. Not the human level as I need to reject. It's the field that carrying is very depleting. And I was like, I'm exhausted. Oh, Lily, you're exhausted because you do so many. No. Creativities will never exhaust you. It gives you more spaciousness to flow in there. It's only some that is no longer unbalanced, and you are trying so difficult and so hard to uplift that person that is not committed. That make me double down the exhaustion, and I have to lift myself up. to balance my own frequency. This is where my resting coming. So yeah, and painful, yes. Worth it, sometimes. But this is my learning, and this is the truth of my body. So yeah, and there's no abandon here. I'm not abandoning anyone, and also don't want to abandon myself or abandon my body. Just how do I harmonize that once again, which is realignment needed, recalibration needed. So yes. So now I'm gonna throw back question to Caroline. So Caroline, you are my private client for 3 years. Then you will see like I'm bringing you, huh? Did this? Tomorrow like she don't know what's learning. And then sometimes, you got no voice. What happened to you? Are you okay? So I wanted to hear from you, like for Victoria's question, and like especially Victoria's question, like, oh, you're everywhere, like you are doing, don't know what you're doing. I'm sure that you have that side,
Yeah,
like as an audience, and then you actually inside with me. How is that feeling?
yeah, I've sort of seen both sides of Lilian in that sense. Yeah. But yeah, you do mirror back all the things that you're bringing out in your writing and in your programs and in your private sessions. So it does all flow in, you know,
Mm,
even though you are sitting on different platforms and doing the work all the time. Yeah. And I must admit, at times I do feel exhausted. Just
follow me at the back.
just observing and trying to keep up with all the different things that you're doing. But
Mm,
there is the common thread that and
mm,
your essence, of course, that's there.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hmm. Thank you. I know sometimes you have people that like there's a couple that said that you're moving too fast. I can't keep it up. Just stay in your lane. Don't follow me. Just stay in your lane. You have to know how to stay in your lane. That is how you're rooted in the ground. This is a learning. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Then it doesn't mean that you don't need to come or you don't want to come. It's just that when you're ready, you see. You see where you land, where it is, then you start from there. So yeah.
Mm.
Mm. So that is for that. And thank you so much for everybody. And I think that we are finished, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Along the I wanted to bring up a lot of, not a lot, like writing. I'm not going to write like really like transparent way. In the session I can share like very detailed of that. So if I call to invite to go into deeper, then I will call you guys. Then if that is in the writing form, it will be a writing form. I don't know where yet, but I know that I want to introduce the way, like the way, as it's just something that is not the conventional, let's say, because the conventional is very, very conditioned. Like I have published how many books and I have so many programs. The publisher have not contacted me yet. So yeah, and it doesn't mean that, oh, Lilian, you're not famous. So what's famous? So that it's literally like, what is someone that really wanted to write something? Like someone, do you have a big one? Like they start from nobody first, right? And you have to ask them to join to become a writer. It's like, I'm already writing. So yeah. Mhm. So that is something that I have contemplating a long time. I was like, I can do it, and doesn't mean that I can do it. I don't know. I don't need you. It's not that energy. It's always open to explore. So yeah. So the open question here from me to you is, if you need any support, you know where to reach me. So that's it for me.
Mhm.
Mm,
Thank you.
thank you. Bye for now.
Good night. Bye. Bye.